Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be doing the ACC type preview prediction, whatever you want to say. It's Clemson. It's a Clemson video. We're talking about Clemson's going to repeat rather comfortably, in my opinion, as the ACC champions this year. In addition to, I think, making a real big noise on the national stage in terms of national championship contender. That's why I have them as Clemson Natty or Bust. That's kind of like the title of the video, I think. Might do something different there, but uh, Clemson, we talked about last video with the Buffalo Bulls. They're just littered with blue names on this list, which means everyone's coming back. TJ Moore, Bryant Wesco, Antonio Williams is one of the better trios of receivers in the country, and a lot better than what Clemson's had in the most recent years. And it's closer to what they used to have back when they were a national championship contender year in and year out. Offensive line littered with old guys. You've got Tristan Lehigh. He's a grad student. Colin Sadler, redshirt junior. Ryan Linthicum, graduate. Walker Parks, grad student. Blake Miller, senior right tackle. And then you got a junior tight end. Burning Stool, I think, was last year. He left, so he was a bit of a big loss. And then you look at quarterback, you got Cade Klubnik. That's the man. Potential number one overall pick. We'll see how that ends up happening. I think he might be like a pick 1 or 2 potentially, but I think he's all world. I was super high on him last year, even in the year before. I think everyone's kind of known that. That's known me. I thought they were going to potentially have an upset Texas last year. Lost Phil Moffitt to the draft. They bring back Adam Randall, a grad student. And then on defense, they just littered with talent. Front to back, they're loaded. They brought in Will Height from Purdue, a transfer at Clemson. Wow. Dabo is using the portal. Wow. And then TJ Parker is kind of getting that James Pierce treatment from last season, where it's like, hey, this guy's a nationally ranked pass rusher, super big problem, could cause a lot of havoc on the back end. So something to look out there for sure when it comes to Mr. Parker. That being said, let's get into the schedule. The battle of the real Death Valley is week 1. They play LSU at home. They then play Troy. Should be an easy win. They have an interesting, tricky game at Georgia Tech. That one could get interesting. But if that game is handled easily, then it's back to the Dabo we used to know when it was with Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson and Taj Boyd, etc. They then go home against Syracuse. A bye week, then at Bill Belichick's North Carolina, at Boston College, home against the Southern Methodist University Ponies. Then they go on a bye week, home against Duke, home against Florida State, at Louisville, and then Furman as a tune-up for at South Carolina, which is probably their toughest game of the season. And they can lose that game, and it doesn't really matter. They'd go 11-1. They've got 2 SEC opponents on the schedule, shoe ending around, which is nice. So they have a tough opponent week 1, basically a bye week with Troy. And then you got at Georgia Tech, which is a big one. And then, as I said, it's a pretty easy middle schedule. SMU at home, which you should be able to handle. Then Duke and Florida State at home, at Louisville. Could be interesting with Jeff Brom. That's a Jeff Brom special. I'll probably take Louisville plus 6.5, 7 in that one. And then Furman tune-up game for again South Carolina, like I mentioned. So you lose South Carolina, you can even lose to LSU, and you still undefeated in ACC play. You make the playoff. I think Clemson will be hosting a playoff team this year, potentially even a bye, which would be very good for them. If that defense plays up to the level it has, an offense with now that Garrett Riley's kind of fully got his teeth into the whole meat of that offense, I think that you can potentially see them really, really, really make that step and go back to where they were beforehand and losing 1 or 2 games a season max. I think that they could be in the Final Four. I kind of expect them to win multiple playoff games, and I could see them even in the title game. There's a lot of chaos around the country in terms of these tough conferences. They're still over in the ACC doing their thing. I mean, they play 2 SEC teams. One's on the road, one by choice, and one every year, obviously. But it's still a tough schedule, and in terms of those 2 games. But in the middle, it's kind of whatever. You get a lot of your bigger games at home. You don't play Miami, so that's another big miss there. I guess SMU is probably the 3rd best team in the conference. Play them, and then at Louisville could get tricky. It's a Friday night. That'll be a fun standalone game for sure. So I think Clemson is going to go on a tear this season. Let me know down below what you think, if you think Clemson will also do the same. But I'm super high on them. I'm very excited to see where they turn out. Got a few Clemson buddies on Twitter now. Going to be fun seeing what they do. I think there's worth a big sprinkle here. I think they're minus 115 to win the conference. I think they're a 10.5 win total. I really do think that this team can make a ton of noise. I know I keep mentioning it. I don't even know what their title odds are. I can look it up real quick here. If I can find it off the bat quickly here. I'm just scrolling to see if I can see their win total as well. Nothing there. Futures wise, Clemson's a plus 1,000 to win the ACC. The conference winner, they're plus 105 to win the conference, which I think is huge. To make the title game, I don't even know if I can take that with them because they could be so favored. Minus 180 to make the title game, so that's pretty good. And then let me see if I can get the Heisman Awards, because I think Cade Klubnik is going to be high up on the Heisman. No, nothing there. Let's see here. If there's anything in there. Awards. Yeah, Heisman Award. Cade Klubnik, plus 950. He is third odds. Arch Manning 1, Nussmeier 2, Klubnik 3, and Jeremiah Smith 4. So big moves there. And let's see here. Clemson to win the national championship and Cade Klubnik to win the Heisman is plus 4,500. So there you go. And you can even you can bet someone to be being a finalist for the Clemson. You got Cade Klubnik plus 140. So yeah, going to be a very interesting one for sure. Interesting to see how it turns out this season. I think Clemson, again, they make a lot of noise and they do their whole thing here. So let me know down below if you agree. Please like and subscribe, hit that bell. Really appreciate the support on the videos recently. And, hey, it's going to be game week by the time I record my next video, which will be on Monday. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.